Williams from the corner. Oh, he can knock down threes, Kenny. Now he's going to go back door. Oh, what a feed. Feed to Ume, who goes up for the slam. Devin Lilly drives, pulls up, fires home a two.
I'll tell you, man, you cannot underestimate the hustle this big man gives you. Strap in your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on.
Welcome inside Chippewa Valley High School. I'm Brad Fetters for Chippewa Valley Cable Television, welcoming you to this matchup between the Lance Creuse Lancers and our very own Chippewa Valley Big Reds. Let's meet tonight's starters. First for the visitors from Lance Creuse, who come in with a record of 4-6, 2-3 in the MAC Blue. They line up this way. Number 2, senior Grace Amo. Number 20, junior Caitlin Rackley. Number 22, junior Mason Morris Kraus. Number 23, junior Lakia Brownlee. And number 24, senior Trinity Marshall. As for the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, under the guidance of Jackie Maurer, they come in with a record of 3-8, 2-3 in the MAC Blue. And they will line up with their traditional 5 in their starting lineup. Senior Paige Marana. Number 4, senior Savannah King. Number 10, junior Abigail Palmer. Number senior 5'5", Aaliyah Williams. And number 21, senior Jordan Monroe. Both of these teams coming off victories for Lance Creuse. It was a 42-34 victory at home over the Sterling Heights Stevenson Titans. Chippewa Valley coming off an impressive 49-42 victory over St. Clair Shores Southlake, a game you saw right here on Chippewa Valley Cable. A game in which they hit 7 3-pointers, including 4 from distance by Paige Marana. Marana led all scorers in that ball game with 18 points. Mackenzie Harris off the bench added in 13. Talking to head coach Jackie Maurer prior to the start of tonight's game, she really hoped momentum carried over into tonight's contest off that impressive showing against South Lake. Lance Creuse ended a 3-game losing streak with that win over Stevenson. And they have had their share of troubles on the road this season. In fact, Lance Creuse comes into tonight's game with an 0-5 record on the road. So looking for their first road victory of the season. Chippewa Valley hoping to play spoiler here tonight. 8 minutes up on the big board. Varsity girls basketball, a MAC Blue matchup as we head into the second half of league play. Both of these teams looking up in the standings at Marysville, who's off to a perfect 5-0 start to MAC Blue play. Cousino and Southlake are above them as well with 3-2 records. Grace Amo wins the opening tip for Lance Creuse in those road blue jerseys. Amo, first shot of the game, off the front iron. Grace Amo, a player really to pay attention to. She wears 2 in blue for Lance Creuse. She was an all-league player a season ago for head coach Lisa Downey. Lisa Downey and Jackie Maurer are familiar with one another. Jackie Maurer coaching under Lisa Downey for 8 seasons here at Chippewa Valley. Downey, a Macomb County coaching Hall of Famer, over 400 victories in softball and over 200 victories as head coach in the game of basketball at both Chippewa Valley and her current job at Lance Creuse. So a coaching Hall of Famer for Lance Creuse, head coach Lisa Downey. And Jackie Maurer prior to the start of tonight's game and said, well, you guys know each other's play calls, right? See if that perhaps comes into play here tonight with two head coaches that know each other quite well. Chippewa Valley has gotten into this half-court set, and they have swung it around the perimeter, haven't gotten a shot off, and now will turn over the basketball. Brownlee with the steal, now draws a little bit of a double team in the backcourt. Able to pass it off to Morris Creuse. Creuse has it in between the circles, directs traffic as Lance Creuse now gets in their half-court set. Brownlee catches the basketball directly in front of us here on this near side. Flips a pass over to Morris Creuse. Three-pointer on the way. Bang! Caitlin Rackley. 4-3 gives the Lancers the early 3-0 lead. 2 minutes gone by opening quarter of play. Myrana hoping to keep that hot hand alive after last week's terrific performance against South Lake. Palmer gets a pass right back after inbounding. Swing the pass inside now. Caught at the free throw line, kicked right back out. Comes into the corner. Pass down into the low blocks. Ball's loose. Picked up there by Palmer. Palmer over to Myrana. Monroe. Lots of movement now here on this half-court set out of Chippewa Valley. They finally fire up a shot. No good. Aaliyah Williams took it and missed it. Morris Creuse into the front court. Trapping defense played by Chippewa Valley. Deflection, and we are going to get it. Oh boy, the two referees disagree with the assessment. One said backcourt violation, the other said a deflection, which would negate the backcourt violation, and apparently it's going to be Chippewa Valley ball on the over and back. Break there perhaps for the Big Reds. Marana. Ooh, and a traveling call against Williams. 5:03 remaining opening quarter of play. Lance Creuse 3-0 via the Caitlin Rackley three-pointer. These two teams have already squared off once this season. Is terrific look inside there for Marshall. And that game happened back on December 16th. It was a 40-20 victory on that night for Lance Creuse. Game that Coach Jackie Maurer admitted they were right in, and a couple things just didn't go their way, including some costly turnovers late in the first half that kind of swung the momentum, she thought, to the Lance Creuse side. Free throw on its way and good by Leah Williams, 5'5" senior. Chippewa Valley without the services of Anshel Watson once again, the 5'10" sophomore. Knee injury, gonna be out for another month or so. That's really some missing size down low for the Big Reds. Hope to get her back in time for that stretch run in the playoffs. Rebound made by Jordan Monroe. She's got to pass it out. She finds Marana. Marana up the floor. Finds Abigail Palmer, who's looking to dump it down low. She's trying to find Savannah King, the 5'6" senior. Was bodied up. Basketball bounced out of bounds. Last touch by the Lancers. So Lance Creuse in front, 5-2, 4:16 remaining. Good look there. Out of the inbound pass, Marana had her pocket pick, but tapped out of bounds there by Lance Creuse. It'll stay with the Big Reds. Marana to Trigger underneath her basket. Long pass out to Palmer. Right back to Marana in the corner. A little 4 out there for Chippewa Valley. Williams unable to catch that cleanly. Pass deflected out of bounds once again by the Lancers. It has been a very deliberate approach offensively for Chippewa Valley in the early goings of this game. Marana, a little jab step. Kicks it back over to Palmer. Palmer surveys the defense. Little 2-3 zone look here for Lance Creuse. Marana catches on the right wing, flips it into the corner now for Palmer. Chippewa Valley really valuing the basketball right now. Marana misses long, couldn't get the kind shooter's touch as that ball bounds off the back heel and into the hands of Lance Creuse. Rackley catches it at the half-court line, barks out the play call. Goes over to Morris Krause, being guarded there by Jordan Monroe. Catching at the elbow, Brownlee. Gets a little bit of a double team. Brownlee tried to break down the defense with a little bit of a crossover dribble. Trinity Marshall catches a long rebound and lays it in for the 7-2 Lance Creuse lead. Chippewa Valley really trying to shorten this game. Mackenzie Harris getting ready to check in. Breaking down the defense this time, Aaliyah Williams couldn't lay it in. Lance Creuse looking for a breakout. Morris Krause into the corner, out of the reach there of Caitlin Rackley. Mackenzie Harris sub will come in. Wholesale changes now for Lance Creuse. Anna Lizat into the game. Natalia Stutz into the game as well. Juliana Alloy in for Lance Creuse. So 3 subs into the game for the Lancers, just Mackenzie Harris for head coach Jackie Maurer. 2.5 minutes remaining, opening quarter of play. Lance Creuse in front 7-2. A little bit of a body from behind. As Morris Krause went to the floor. First foul on Chippewa Valley. They'll call Savannah King for the personal. Both teams with just 1 foul. Alloy fires a pass inside. Long range 2 on its way, no good. Good box out by Abigail Palmer. Allows Harris to come down with it. Tosses a pass up to Palmer. Palmer, jump stop at the free throw line. Kicks it back to Marana. Goes over to Palmer. Gets it right back to Marana. Swinging around the perimeter. Harris shot from the elbow, no good. Long shot equals a long rebound in and out of the hands of King. Lizat gets it right back. 18-footer off the high glass and down. Sophomore able to knock it down, extends the lead to 7. 9-2 now, Lance Creuse in front. Leah Williams drives baseline, got fouled in the process of shooting. Amo doesn't agree with that call. She feels that she got all ball, or even perhaps a foul should have been called on the floor. But instead, the senior will go to the line to shoot 2. Aaliyah Williams a perfect 2 for 2 at the line as she looks to get the Bid Rads back in this basketball game. Williams first is long. Second refuses to go down. Battle for that loose ball is won and controlled by Lance Creuse. So an empty possession there for Chippewa Valley. They trail 9-2. Lizat catches. Quick pass into the corner. A couple subs getting ready to check in, including Redding for Lance Creuse. Good passing as they rip it around the perimeter, and now Alloy gets called for the travel. Rackley back into the game. She leads all scorers with 3. Nope, check that. Trinity Marshall has 4. Harris dribbled it off of her foot. Williams able to catch that loose ball. Going up strong, but missing is King. Harris able to get the rebound right back. Marana straightaway 3, no good. At Lance Creuse size down low, pays off in the form of a defensive rebound, but Rackley stepped out of bounds on this near sideline. Turnover, basketball over to Chippewa Valley. Under a minute now remaining in the first quarter. Lance Creuse remains in front, 9-2. The lone point scored via the free throws by Aaliyah Williams. Chippewa Valley has yet to score on a field goal in this basketball game. Marana slows things down, goes over to Palmer. A little bit of defensive deep look here for Lance Creuse, as now they'll finally sag back into a 2-3 zone look. Best way to break down a zone defense is via the jump shot. And nobody for Chippewa Valley wanted to go after that loose ball, so it's a turnover there for the Big Reds. 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Caitlin Rackley going to walk it up the floor. Cross-court pass to Lazat. Pass inside now for Redding. Holds the basketball high above her head, but intercepting that pass, Harris. Numbers now for the Big Reds, but it's a strip and a takeaway. And now a bump applied by Williams. Williams first, team second. Both teams now with 2 team fouls. Plenty of time for Lance Creuse to get into their half-court set. They lead right now 9-2. A couple subs getting ready to check in for Chippewa Valley. Brooke Kralka and Brooke Hall, the Brooks getting ready to come in. Driving baseline, good take, and a foul called. Juliana Alloy will shoot a couple at the line. With just 1 second left to go in this first quarter. Williams picking up her second personal. Alloy gives the ball a couple little dribbles, a spin, fires up the first free throw, and able to sink it. So Williams and King check out. High arcing free throw, catches nothing but net. They'll lead up to 9 now, 11-2. Yeah, with the stoppage in play after 1 quarter of basketball.
A teen's brain isn't fully developed until he or she is in the mid-20s. Teen use of alcohol, marijuana, other drugs, and prescription drug abuse can have permanent negative effects on the developing teen brain and can lead to addiction. We are working to protect our youth and community by preventing the substance use of youth and its negative consequences. Education, intervention, advocacy. Join us. For more information, visit www.cvcoalition.org.
You're watching us live here tonight on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. A reminder to all of you to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube website. Receive email notification of when all of our programming is available to you online. This game will air in its entirety on YouTube 24/7 via the streaming format of YouTube. Lancers in front 11-2. Chippewa Valley ended up that first quarter not scoring via a field goal, and their lone points came via free throws. So Chippewa Valley back to the drawing board here to start the second quarter of play. Angelina Munson into the game to play the shooting guard position for head coach Jackie Maurer. She catches, is looking to go into the corner for Palmer. Pass intercepted by Marshall. Splits the defender, goes up, and will go to the charity line to shoot a couple. Marshall with those 4 points, looking to add more. It was Angelina Munson that picked up the shooting foul, so it was her first, team 4th now on Chippewa Valley. Marshall makes the first. And able to can the second. So 6 points now for Trinity Marshall. 13-2, Lance Creuse in front. Myrana quickly up to the front court. Had the defender up in the air, Kralka did. Pass out of bounds, but last touch by Lance Creuse. Morano, the point guard, will trigger from underneath her basket. Tries to get the play call out. They're gonna go up top to Palmer, who catches cleanly. A little hesitation, drop steps. Kralka catches in the corner, tries to drive baseline. Fires it over to Palmer, 3 on the way, short. Into the waiting hands of Marshall. Goes cross court with it. Double team comes. Able to dribble out of it. Rackley. Near side wing. Rackley now tried to dump it down low to Amo. Couldn't catch it cleanly. And Chippewa Valley comes away with the turnover. 1 minute gone by in the second quarter of play. Munson holds the ball high above her head, flips the pass over to Palmer to Marana. Bounce pass into the corner for Kralka. Munson to Palmer. Little hesitation. Kralka eyes the three, wants the three, and bounded high off the rim and into the stanchion above the net, which will result in an automatic whistle out of bounds, possession over to Lance Creuse. So, the shots that were falling for Chippewa Valley last week against Southlake refused to fall here tonight. Lance Creuse and Brownlee able to break down the Chippewa Valley defense. And that lead has swelled up to 13 as it is now 15-2. Marana catches, bounces a quick pass over to Munson. Gives it right back to Marana. Marana hasn't had a lot of opportunities to shoot the basketball here tonight. And now we're gonna get a double dribble call against Abigail Palmer. King back into the game. Rory Cargis as well, and Mackenzie Harris. Harris gave this Chippewa Valley lineup a lift, especially offensively against Southlake. They're hoping to get that out of her here once again as they trail by 13 points. Amos has been quiet. She has yet to be on the score sheet tonight for Lance Creuse. Marana slows things down, allows the defense to get back down the floor. Marana fires a pass over to Harris. These deliberate half-court sets for Chippewa Valley tonight haven't gone the way of the Big Reds. We'll see if they try to maybe get going in transition. Marana directing traffic, little bit of a yo-yo back and forth with the basketball before going over to Cargis. Gets it back in the corner. Little two-man ball, and now head coach Jackie Maurer will take a timeout. 5:12 left to go in the first half. Lance Creuse in the lead, 15-2.
And a reminder that the 2023 Senior Athlete Fashion Show this year is themed Hall of Fame.
And this Lance Creuse squad coming in with a record of 4-6. They snapped a 3-game losing streak with that win over Stevenson. That 3-game losing streak included losses to Southlake, Cousino, and Mac Blue leaders Marysville. Upcoming games for Lance Creuse include a home tilt this week on Thursday against Marysville, and then next week they have games on the road against Cousino before returning back home to take on Southlake. So Marysville, Cousino, Southlake, all league games coming up for the Lancers. It's gonna be another turnover offensively for the Big Reds, trying to save that. Cargis. Ball went out of bounds, however. So possession to Lance Creuse. Morris Krause into the front court. Brownlee swings the basketball below the knees. Kicks it back out to Morris Krause. Rackley catches it on the near side. Fires a quick pass to Amo. Marshall tried to drive baseline. Instead floats a pass over to the far side. Brownlee between the rings. Rackley dumps it down inside. A little quick turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded down by King. Marana getting some extended minutes. Marana, she's going to play close to 30 minutes here tonight. She doesn't get much of a break. They rely on her big time out of the point guard position. Gets you a wide open look. Misses short off the front iron. Ball bounds out of bounds. Last touched, however, by Lance Creuse. So staying with Chippewa Valley as Coach Downey doesn't believe the call. And she's not going to win that argument. Go time now for Chippewa Valley, trailing by 13. Marana catches the pass on the inbound. Goes over to Harris, near side wing. Kralka, defense sags off, now bring a little more pressure. Harris was looking to dump it down low, but by Kralka. But that passing lane was quickly clogged by the zone defense played by Lance Creuse. Harris able to save that ball before it sailed out of bounds and took a little bit of a body as we'll get a foul call against Lance Creuse. Caitlin Rackley, the guilty party, her first, just the team third. Lance Creuse staying with that 2-3 look defensively. Harris catches, drives, pulls up along the baseline, lost control of the basketball. Chippewa Valley able to save it right in front of the Lance Creuse bench. Harris trying to create some separation from her man, Rackley. Kralka looked for the cross-court pass, deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Chippewa Valley, who still continues to look for their first bucket of the night. Marana tries to get the inbound pass in. Catching, Savannah King hesitated and traveled. Little bit of a mess offensively right now for Chippewa Valley. Gonna try a little three-quarter court pressure now defensively. Pass comes to Brownlee. Lance Creuse winging around the perimeter. Caught along the baseline by Marshall, kicks it right back out. Three on the way, bounds off the rim. On the foot, two, no good, long. Lots of opportunities here for Lance Creuse. Second and third chance opportunities via the offensive rebound. Stutz into the game for Lance Creuse, wears 25 in blue. She's a junior. Caitlin Rackley will trigger. Lance Creuse has outscored Chippewa Valley 4-0 in the second quarter. Morris Krause, Amo right back out. Little in and out game. Amo, 15-footer, no good. And saved momentarily there by Marshall. Well, the referee will say out of bounds, possession to the Big Reds. Chippewa Valley needs some instant offense. It has been a struggle to get going here tonight. Able to break down that full court pressure. Kalka launched the three, couldn't hit. Here comes that pressure defense. Lance Creuse gonna have to hurry to get it over the timeline. And they finally do just that. Stutz caught it, gets it right back. Fires a quick pass over to Morris Krause. Three on the way, just off the back heel. Myrana comes down with the rebound. Out in transition. Perhaps this is what the Big Reds need. And now foul on the floor. Fourth team foul against Lance Creuse. However, it is the second personal called on Rackley. So Rackley will come out of the game. Lizat into the game, replacing Rackley. Jordan Monroe back in the game. 15-footer off the high glass, refused to go down. Marana over to Harris. We know Harris can hit from distance. Instead, she goes over to Monroe. A little backdoor cut, gets it right back. Thought about going up with the shot. High dribble, bounce pass. Harris three on the way, long. Nothing going down right now for the Big Reds. 90 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Amo missed it short, gets her own rebound. Goes back outside, Lazat. Cross-court pass, Morris Krause. Dribbles inside, underhand pass. Cross-court pass, Lizat. Good shooting form, can't connect. Offensive rebound again by Stutz. Goes up with it, no good. King rips down the rebound. Myrana, crossover dribble. Draws a little bit of a double team. A little bit of a mismatch there as Amo comes out to guard Marana. Harris tried to step through the defense, gets cut off, and now we'll have a foul. Will this be a shooting foul? It sure looked like it. It will be a shooting foul, so Savannah King will go to the line to shoot two. High arcing free throw is no good. King's second is wide right. Marshall trapped, able to pass out of it. Gliding through the lane, Amo misses short. Another rebound as Lance Creuse just continues to dominate the glass. And now we're gonna get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Lancers. This is a Chippewa Valley offense that's averaging just over 26 points per game, well below that average here tonight. If things continue to pan out this way, just 2 points, both of them coming from free throws. Lance Creuse, on the other hand, averages 35.4 points per game. And they scored 40 the last time these two teams hooked up. Through the hands there of Aaliyah Williams and out of bounds. Now we'll see if the Lancers hold here for one final shot in the first half. 18.7 seconds left to go. 15-2, Lancers in front. Marshall catches, swings a pass over. Was looking to go over to Amo. Instead, Chippewa Valley out in transition. Stepping on the baseline and out of bounds, however, Aaliyah Williams. 3 seconds left to go. Lizat, Amo, and pass intercepted, gonna get shot off. They'll count if it goes. It misses short. 1 half in the books. Lancers lead the Big Reds by the score of 15-2. We'll take a break here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. For our continuing live coverage, we'll pick back up after this time out.
A teen's brain isn't fully developed until he or she is in the mid-20s. Teen use of alcohol, marijuana, other drugs, and prescription drug abuse can have permanent negative effects on the developing teen brain and can lead to addiction. We are working to protect our youth and community by preventing the substance use of youth and its negative consequences. Education, intervention, advocacy. Join us. For more information, visit www.cvcoalition.org.
One of these two teams will go to 500 in league play, as both teams currently sit at 2-3 in the MAC Blue. Paige Marana and the Chippewa Valley Big Reds, first possession of this second half, looking for their first bucket of the game. Trail 15-2. Leah Williams catches, fires a pass inside to King. Couldn't catch it cleanly. Ball rolls out of bounds, possession over to Lance Creuse. Turnovers killing the Big Reds right now. Morris Krause brings the basketball up. Lance Creuse try to quickly get into a half-court set. And a foul committed there by Brownlee. Jordan Monroe gets up slowly. Might have twisted an ankle a bit. Second personal foul called on Brownlee. Marana, tough catch in front of her home bench. Goes over to Jordan Monroe, holds the basketball high above her head. Palmer back to Marana. A little 4-out look for Chippewa Valley as they swing it around the perimeter once again. Palmer, drop pass. Caught at the free throw line by Williams, and a steal. Lance Creuse will 4-on-1 if they hurry. Brownlee catches in transition. Amo comes down with the offensive rebound. Short range deuce, no good. Battle for it is controlled by Jordan Monroe. 2-on-none. Monroe had a hard time keeping possession of the basketball, but finds Savannah King, who lays it in for the first bucket of the night for Chippewa Valley. Amo. 3 on the way for the Lancers, no good. Terrific box out by Jordan Monroe, tapped out of bounds by Lance Creuse. Marana able to avoid the full court pressure. Monroe out in transition. Glides in and scores. 4 quick points for Chippewa Valley. Halftime adjustments seem to have worked so far for the Big Reds. And we're gonna get travel violation called on Rackley. And now head coach Lisa Downey wants a full timeout. Gonna try to squash any Chippewa Valley momentum as the two teams have come out of the halftime break with the Big Reds in front here by a score of 4-0, but they still find themselves trailing 15-6.
Lily Bear Vernon, number 9.
So upcoming games for Chippewa Valley. A road game against the Stevenson Titans on Thursday. Next week, it'll be 2 home games against league leaders Marysville and against Cousino. I mentioned Marysville off to that perfect 5-0 start in MAC Blue play, 9-3 overall. Tonight, Marysville's hosting Southlake. That's a long trip for the Cavaliers up to Marysville. Grosse Pointe North, perfect 5-0 in MAC Red play, a full game above Dakota in the standings. Henry Ford leads the MAC White with a 5-0 record. So back out to live action after the Lance Creuse timeout. It's going to be a turnover for the Big Reds after the travel violation. Chippewa Valley defense sags back. Here comes the trap now on the near side. Some stifling defense being applied there by Savannah King, and they're going to say Lance Creuse was out of bounds. So the Chippewa Valley defense continues to play well. Just need to get a couple shots to fall, and they'll be right back in this basketball game. Half the value of the basketball. And now Coach Jackie Maurer wants a timeout. It just goes to show how much she values this possession. It'll be a 30-second timeout with 5:34 left to go in the third. So we're kind of giving you a rundown of the MAC Red, the MAC White, and the MAC Blue. Marine City has a full game lead on St. Clair in the MAC Gold. As for the MAC Silver, it's Fitzgerald, who has a full 2-game lead over Lamphere and Warren Mott. And down in the MAC Bronze, it's Hazel Park, who leads New Haven by a half game. Hazel Park off to a 4-0 start, New Haven at 4-1. A reminder that the Chippewa Valley boys basketball team will be in action tomorrow night. That's a game you can check out right here live on Chippewa Valley Cable Television's YouTube page, as Chippewa Valley will take on the Roseville Panthers. A little MAC Red basketball tomorrow night. Ooh, good bullet pass. And an even better block shot by Savannah King. Defense hasn't been the problem tonight for the Big Reds. They've held Lance Creuse to 15 points with 5 minutes left to go in the third. In fact, Chippewa Valley is holding Lance Creuse well below their season average. Long range 2 in and out. Good box out once again by Williams. She takes a tumble, and now we're gonna get a travel call. She rolled over on the floor. Marshall catches and fires a pass into her visitor's bench. One of the assistant coaches on that far side caught it. Palmer catches. Little crossover dribble, draws a double team. Look out, stolen. Rackley lays it up, lays it in. Too easy there. Costly turnover in the backcourt for Chippewa Valley. Now it's Jordan Monroe going to bring the basketball up. We're going to get a blocking foul there on Alloy.
Juliana Alloy, her first.
Harris is going to check in. We'll replace Abigail Palmer on the floor. So you got Monroe, you got Marana, you got Harris, King, and Williams, the 5 on the floor right now for the Big Reds. Lance Creuse continues to stay in that 2-3 defensive zone. Marana, after a terrific 18-point performance in their win over Southlake, has yet to score. King goes up strong and gets rewarded with a terrific bucket. And last touch by Chippewa Valley, so it'll stay with the Lancers. 3:33 left to go in the third. Grace Amo back into the game. Anna Lazat joins her on the floor for head coach Lisa Downing. Extended break there for Amo, the senior. Mentioned she was all league a season ago. Brooke Hall going to replace Savannah King. Harris gets it over the timeline. Goes back to Marana. In between the circles. Being guarded by Lazat. Dumped down low and picking up the pivot foot was Aaliyah Williams. Amo catches, kick it back outside. Kraus, 3 on the way. Long, kind of bounds and pinballs off a couple players. It's finally brought down by Harris. Marana able to regather her dribble. Harris comes back to help, catches it at the timeline. Harris, little crossover dribble against Lazat, picks up her dribble, goes back to Marana. Over to Harris, left wing side. Harris decides to float up one and connects. Gonna need a little more of that out of Mackenzie Harris.
Mackenzie Harris, sorry about that. Into Lady Lancers, Leah Swope.
17-10 now. At 13-point lead for Lance Creuse, they shrunk down to 7. And a little 8-2 run to start this quarter, and we're gonna get a timeout by Lance Creuse. 30-second timeout to talk things over. A little bit of a spurt of offense here to start the second half for our Big Reds. Monroe with 2 points, Williams with 2, Harris with 2, Savannah King leading all Big Red scorers with 4. Big Reds break their huddle, wait for the Lancers. It's gonna be Lance Creuse basketball right at the scorer's table. Lazat will throw it in. Rackley back in with those 2 personal fouls. Stutz catches. Swoop getting some extended minutes now here in this third. She wears 5 in blue. She's wide open underneath the basket. Tried to feed her the basketball, but it's cut off there by Harris. Harris applying some stifling defense now. 3 on the way for Lance Creuse, misses short, and rebounded down momentarily by Chippewa Valley. And trap along the baseline, Marana able to dribble out of it. Chippewa Valley gonna need to bring some help back. Harris, low pass from Monroe, able to bring the basketball up. Marana over to Harris. Harris holds the basketball high above her head. Miranda at the very top of the key. Back over to Harris on this near side. Back out to Monroe. Over to Miranda in front of her home bench. King and Munson at the scorer's table getting ready to come in for head coach Jackie Maurer, and then another turnover. That was a big offensive possession there for Chippewa Valley as they look to bring this game down to 2 possessions. Offensive rebound, second, third, fourth opportunity now for Lance Creuse, and they come up empty. Miranda flips a pass up to Harris. Harris over to Monroe, able to get a shot up. Harris with the offensive rebound. Gathers, goes up, foul. Will shoot 2. Big Reds with an opportunity to edge a little closer.
Mackenzie Harris at the line, shooting 2.
2 little dribbles, a spin, goes up with the first. Gets a kind shooter's touch as the first falls. 17-11, 46 seconds remaining, third quarter. All Big Reds here in this third quarter. Harris makes both. Chippewa Valley has outscored Lance Creuse 10-2 in this third. Rackley to Amo. Back to Rackley. Amo sets the screen. 3 on the way, no good. Amo with the offensive rebound. Can't spin it home. Another miss at the point blank range. Lazat back down to Amo. 22 seconds remaining, third quarter. Lazat from the 3, no good. Off the back heel. Too many offensive rebounds right now for Lance Creuse. Rackley's gonna slow things down. Amo catches, shoots, no good. Boy, oh boy, Lance Creuse, 5 or 6 opportunities on their half of the offense. And they're gonna have a jump ball possession arrow though to the Lancers. Rackley from underneath the hoop finds Amo, goes up and makes it. Well, that's going to be a possession that the Big Reds are going to look back on as perhaps a turning point in this game. The Lancers just had way too many opportunities to cash in. Can't give a team that many opportunities after misses. Keep up with everything MHSAA on social media. Look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube for tournament updates, event announcements, video highlights, and high school sports news from around the state. It's the best way to connect with the MHSAA every day. 19-12 heading into the fourth quarter of play. Lancers in front of the Big Reds. Brad Fetter's coming to you live tonight from Chippewa Valley High School. Hope you're enjoying this Chippewa Valley cable television production. Director tonight, Jim Calderon. Pressing all the right buttons tonight in the live truck. First of 3 games this week here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. As we mentioned, the Big Red Boys in action tomorrow night against Roseville. We will also have the Dakota girls in their home game Thursday night as they will take on the Lance Creuse North Crusaders. Turnover there for the Big Reds to open up the fourth quarter of play. Rackley up ahead to Brownlee. Amo, quick catch and shoot. In and out, that was halfway down. And once again, it's Lance Creuse that owns the glass, keeping these offensive possessions alive. And now head coach Lisa Downey is going to instruct her point guard to just slow things down. 7-point lead for the Lancers. It was 13 to start the second half. Amo's shot no good. Mackenzie Harris looking to get out in transition. Harris goes coast to coast, lays it up, lays it in. Harris has been the spark plug offensively for the Big Reds in this second half. 6 points in the ball game, all here in the second half. Morris Creuse looks over at her visitors' bench. The home faithful trying to make some noise. We're going to get a foul on the floor. Harris going to pick up the foul, just her first team foul as well for the Big Reds. So foul trouble is not an issue right now for Chippewa Valley. 19-14, 6:45 left to go in regulation. Lancers have led throughout this basketball game. Ball bounds off King's foot and out of bounds. Rackley to throw things in from under her hoop. Not a clean catch. Rackley gets it right back. Draws a little bit of a double team, able to pass out of it. Up top, three on its way, in and out. Boy, oh boy, really a lid on the basket right now for Lance Creuse. They've had some decent looks in this second half, just been unable to cash in. Opportunity now for the Big Reds. 2-possession game. And turnovers continue to mount. Amo misses. Harris hits the floor hard. Harris. And we're going to get officials timeout. Harris hit the floor hard. And you wonder if she maybe had the wind knocked out of her momentarily there. Cargis is going to have to check in for Harris. And that's a player for the Big Reds that they're going to want to get back in this basketball game, and she's going to try to walk it off. Lance Creuse unable to value the basketball there. Tapped out of bounds. Strong defense by Marshall. Cargis to Marana. Marana looking for her first points of the game. See if the offense goes through her. Cargis instead, eyes the three. Tough luck miss. Bounces it around and finally out of bounds. Last touch by the Lancers. Plenty of time in this basketball game. 6:06 left to go in the fourth quarter. Marana to Trigger. Tough pass, intercepted, no foul call. Out of bounds. Basketball back over to the Big Reds. Opportunity here for the Big Reds to trim this down to a 1-possession game. 15-footer on its way, no good. And now a travel call against Morris Creuse. Munson to toss things in. Finds King. Three on the way, short. And good vision there by Marana. Flips a pass off and in. Cargis. Terrific court vision that time by Marana. Give her the dime. And just like that, the Big Reds within shouting distance, within a possession now, 19-16. They have scratched and clawed their way back into this game. They trailed by 9 after one quarter. They trailed by 13 after one half. It was 15-2, folks, at halftime. Since then, the Big Reds have outscored the Lancers 14-4. 14-4, Chippewa Valley in this second half. They have given themselves an opportunity to win this basketball game here on their home floor. It has been the bugaboo of the season for Lance Creuse. They have yet to win on the road. 0-5, ooh, near steal there by Marana. Driving baseline, we're going to get a foul on the floor. We're going to go against Aaliyah Williams. It's her third. Jackie Mauer going to leave Williams in this basketball game with those 3 personal fouls. 5:25, plenty of basketball left. Amo trying to get free, can't. But now we're going to get a foul as Stutz put up a shot. Morana's going to get called for the personal. Oh, check that. Cargis instead will get called. So they're going to send Natalia Stutz to the line. And that was a shooting foul, so she'll shoot 2. Stutz misses short on the first. Has 1 left. And a good sign if you're a Big Red fan. Mackenzie Harris getting ready to check back into this basketball game. She will do just that. Replaces Angelina Munson on the floor. So it's a split at the line for Stutz. Lead back up to 4 now, 20-16 for Lance Creuse. High pass brought down by Cargis. Up ahead to Williams. Williams quickly into the front court. Morana over to Harris. Harris goes up with the ball fake. Able to bounce a pass over to Morana. Cargis has it now, goes to her right side. Harris catches. Morana on the near side. Cargis will back out. Goes over to Harris, who appears to be okay after suffering that injury. Morana thought about the 3. Goes over to Harris instead, who launches from distance. Can't get it to fall, but tapped out of bounds by Lance Creuse. Good look there for Harris. They're getting some open looks now. This has been a half-court offense for Chippewa Valley. It has been bogged down at times. Morana for 3 was fouled, no call. Rebound by King, hits the floor. Now a tie-up momentarily. Ball still loose. And what do we got? A jump ball possession arrow to Lance Creuse. Full court pressure now for Chippewa Valley. Under 4.5 minutes remaining in regulation. Pass inside. Amo, turnaround jumper's good. Cargis dribbles around a couple defenders. Cargis from inside the paint and 1. An opportunity here for Rory, the 5'7" sophomore, to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play. Free throw falls. Cargis now with 5 points. Lancer lead down to 3, and they're going to take a timeout. Going to talk things over.
Full timeout for Lady Lancers.
Big Reds have been phenomenal here in this second half of play.
Fans, why not support Chippewa Valley High School?
They have outscored the Lancers 7-3 in the fourth. Have outscored the Lancers 17-7 in the second half. Big Reds dug themselves a large hole and are trying to climb out of it. Can they do it? Stick around, find out here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. 4:05 left to go in the fourth. Mackenzie Harris off the bench with 6 points. Rory Cargis off the bench with 5 points. It'll be King, it'll be Harris, Cargis, Williams, and Morana, the 5 on the floor right now for Chippewa Valley. Lance Creuse will counter with Amo. Stutz, Rackley, Marshall, and Morris. Creuse, steal. Cargis was trying to feed it over to Harris. It went off the body of a Lancer, so it'll stay with the Big Reds. Marana just continues to log minutes. I don't think she's had a break here tonight. Goes into the corner for Cargis. Catch and shoot. Off the back iron, no good. Ball's loose. Rebounded down. Marana wants the three. In and out. Another offensive rebound. Harris now is fouled and will shoot two. What a possession there for the Big Reds. They are battling here tonight. Harris a perfect 2 for 2 from the line. Not a lot of rotation on that ball, but it goes through. Lazat and Brownlee, the 2 subs into the game for the Lancers. Harris, it's a split. Made the first, missed the second. Now a loose ball. 4 white jerseys surround the 1 Lancer and get the jump ball call. Possession arrow to the Big Reds. They trail by 2, 22-20. What a comeback here tonight for Chippewa Valley. Rory Cargis has supplied the lift. Savannah King supplies the bucket that has pulled the Big Reds even. 22-22, 3.5 minutes left to go. And it's another Lancer turnover. The wheels continue to wobble. They haven't come completely off yet. Boy, oh boy, energy in this gymnasium has really picked up here on a Tuesday night. Lancers led by 13 at the half. Marana slams on the brakes and got fouled. Gonna get Caitlin Rackley. It's her 3rd. An opportunity here for Chippewa Valley to claim their first lead of the game. Marana's got to get it in, and is gonna get called for the 5-second violation. Both teams with just 2 timeouts left. And full court pressure, another turnover. Marana watches it bounce over to Harris. Out of bounds, it'll stay with Chippewa Valley. 3:11 left to go in the 4th quarter. Now we're gonna get a timeout called by Chippewa Valley. It's gonna be a full timeout, so they just have 1 left. 1 timeout left now for the Big Reds with 3:11 left to go in regulation. 22-22 our score. Big Reds have outscored Lance Creuse in this second half, 20-7. They have gotten the lift from Mackenzie Harris. She has 7 in the second half. Rory Cargis with 5 in the 4th. Cargis has come in and has done a tremendous job with the full court pressure. Her full court pressure has led to numerous turnovers in this 4th quarter and has led to easier buckets for Chippewa Valley. King, Williams, Harris, Cargis, and Marana come out of the huddle for head coach Jackie Maurer. Lancers taking their time. The referee asking Lance Creuse to hit the floor. Let's go. Cargis catches over to Harris, top of the key. Marana tries to break down her defender, can't. Harris is trying to pass off to Aaliyah Williams, but the steal comes. There's that full court pressure. Here comes the trap on the backcourt. Lance Creuse able to break it down, able to beat it. And then Savannah King going to apply a foul. It'll send Trinity Marshall to the line to shoot 2. Marshall has 6, including 2 at the free throw line. She's a perfect 2 for 2. Misses the first. Marshall makes the second. 7 points in the game for Marshall. Lance Creuse back out in front, 23-22. 2:51 left to go. Back tap and a steal. Up the head, Amo. Drop pass. Couldn't convert the lay-in. Amo goes up strong and fouled. She'll shoot 2. Cargis is second. Amo makes the first. She now has 5 in the game. Amo misses the second. So the lead remains 2 for the Lancers, 24-22. Cargis works to her right side, cut off there by Rackley. Rackley has 3 personals. Marana catches it right in front of the MAC logo on the right wing side. King in the corner, back to Marana. They swing it around the perimeter. Harris catches on the far side. Back over to Marana. 3 on the way, in and out. Halfway down, tough luck miss there for Marana. Marana with the steal. Picks up her dribbles, trapped, double team comes. And what's the call? What's the call? Is it a tie up? Oh, they're gonna give Chippewa Valley the timeout. Whoa, boy. That'll be the Big Reds' last. That'll be their last timeout. Coach Downey disagrees. She feels that it was a tie-up. And via that tie-up, Chippewa Valley should not have been granted a timeout. You have to have clear possession of the basketball in order to get a timeout call. Coach Downey didn't think Chippewa Valley had clear possession. She thought it was a tie-up. But instead, timeout was granted to head coach Jackie Maurer and Chippewa Valley with 1:59 left to go in the fourth. So Chippewa Valley retains possession, but they have now used their last timeout. So no timeouts left in this basketball game for the Big Reds.
The Big Reds is Abigail Carl.
Chippewa Valley looking for their first win streak of the season. They have yet to win 2 games in a row this year. Looking to surpass their win total from a season ago with a win here tonight. Marana can't catch that pass from Harris. It was a little too low. 100 seconds left to go in regulation. Rackley and Marana with the foul. Just her first, team 6. So both teams with 6 personals. It'll be bonus basketball, so free throws the rest of the way for both teams. Rackley able to break the defense down, floats a pass over to Amo. Back out, Lance Creuse gonna go in a little bit of a stall mode now. Marana with the steal. And dribbled backwards and got bailed out. They're gonna call a blocking foul there on Rackley. It's her 4th. And this will send Marana to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Big free throws coming up here for Paige Marana. Held off the score sheet. No points in this game for Marana. Big opportunity. First on its way. Drains it. Earns a second.
In for the Big Reds, Angelina Munson.
The old make and take 1-and-1. Marana, second on its way, is down. Clutch free throws for the 5'3" senior. Tie ball game. 24-24, 68 seconds remaining. Morris Creuse able to get it over the timeline. Under a minute left to go in regulation. What a comeback tonight for Chippewa Valley and the steal. Aaliyah Williams quickly up, slams on the brakes. Back to Marana. Chippewa Valley could hold for one final shot if they so choose. Harris back to Marana. Under 40 seconds. Harris draws a triple team. Over to Munson. Up top to Marana. Over to Harris. Oh, nearly threw it out of bounds. Harris to Marana in the corner. Three on its way. No good. Tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Chippewa Valley. 20.7 seconds left to go. 24-24. Marana with a good clean look from the corner. And now Lance Creuse will take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout. They have 2 left. Check that 1 left now. Can't take it with you, so they'll call it to try to set up their defense. The legendary head coach, Lisa Downey, in the Macomb County Coaches Hall of Fame. Gonna try to set up a defense. Chippewa Valley, their head coach, Jackie Maurer, gonna set up their half-court offense. More than likely, they'll hold for one final shot here on their home floor. What a comeback. Mackenzie Harris, instrumental. Rory Carter just can't talk about the game that she's had enough. 5 points in this 4th quarter and some tenacious defense by the 5'7" sophomore. Savannah King has chipped in 6 points. She's led the offense here tonight. Don't forget, folks, Lance Creuse had a 13-point lead at the half. Box and 1 here for Chippewa Valley on this inbound trigger. It's going to be a tough toss in. Mackenzie Harris is going to take it in front of her bench. It's kind of in that corner. Marana's going to work off the curl. Marana catches. Marana gets a little bit of a cushion. Harris, 3 on its way. No good. Rebounded by Williams. Back to Harris. 3. No. Oh, it was all over the rim. Tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Big Reds. 2 clean 3-point looks there by Harris. She hit every inch of the rim, but it refused to go down. Marana to trigger. Munson 3, game winner off the top of the backboard. And we will have a tie-up possession arrow to the Lancers. Point 3, not enough time for a catch and shoot. Not enough time, so we will have OT. 3 good looks to end regulation. 2 for Mackenzie Harris.
In regulation, we're tied at 24 apiece.
And 1 more for good measure that just would not go for Angelina Munson. We'll try to catch our breath here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television. 24-24 our score. They're going to put 4 minutes up on the big board. What a game here tonight. 24-24 as we head to overtime. A monumental comeback tonight for the Big Reds. They trailed throughout this basketball game. Got it to 22-22. Lance Creuse took the lead via a couple free throws And then some clutch free throws by the senior Paige Marana to get us to 24-24 as we will now head to the overtime period. As I mentioned, they'll put 4 minutes up on the big board. What a battle tonight here in the MAC Blue. Point lead for the Lancers at halftime. Chippewa Valley did not have a basket in the first half of play. They have answered the bell here in this second half and now have an opportunity in overtime to win it. We are going to have a jump ball to start out overtime. It's going to be Savannah King squaring off with Amo. And it's going to be Amo that wins it. A little bit of a size advantage there for Amo. The first possession of overtime will belong to the Lancers. 24-24 our score. Rackley, cross-court pass. Defense converges on her. And the offensive rebound control. Now Harris on the second chance look there for the Lancers. Marana with two of the biggest free throws you're going to see all season to force OT. Abigail Palmer. Don't forget both teams had one timeout added to their total, so Chippewa Valley will have one here in the overtime. Lance Creuse carries over one from regulation. They'll have two timeouts. Chippewa Valley valuing this basketball here in their opening possession of the OT period. Harris catches. Harris has been phenomenal in the second half. And she flipped the pass over to King, who can't catch it cleanly. Jump ball. And it'll stay with Chippewa Valley. Palmer. Lance Creuse doesn't put a defender on her. Lance Creuse staying with that 2-3 zone look. Marana yo-yos the basketball in her right hand. Comes over to King, now to Harris. Palmer catches far sideline. Harris tried to drive, got cut off. Marana now. Harris for three, no good. Well, after knocking down 7 3-pointers in the win over Southlake, Chippewa Valley has yet to record a shot from distance here tonight. 2:10 left to go in OT. Amo catches. Pass deflected into the corner. Amo, little pick and roll. Ball bounces around. Pinballs. Kept alive by Lance Creuse. Kicked out to Amo. And finally, Morris Kraus will slow things down. In between the circles, into the corner. Amo catches high and fills it up. First 2 points of the OT period belong to the Lancers. Minute and a half left to go in OT. Harris back to Marana. Harris is going to be open. She fires in and out. And now out of bounds. Brownlee couldn't catch cleanly. Boy, oh boy. Lots of opportunities late in this basketball game for Chippewa Valley. Iron has been unkind, to say the least, for the Big Reds here tonight. Harris to Marana. Marana thought about it. Instead, he'll kick it out to Palmer. Harris holds the ball high above her head. Goes over to her left side. Picked up her dribble. And then dribbled again. A double dribble turnover for Harris. 61 seconds left to go in OT. Lancers in front, 26-24. Buckley with the blow by into the corner. And banking in the shot, Trinity Marshall. Lead back up to 4. All 4 points in this overtime period belong to the Lancers. And now a whistle in the backcourt. And Chippewa Valley is going to use their lone timeout of this overtime period. Well, Big Reds have had their opportunities late in regulation and now here in overtime, and just have been unable to cash in. Some tough luck misses throughout this basketball game by Mackenzie Harris. Big Reds wouldn't be in this game without Mackenzie Harris. Amo and Marshall, 2 baskets in this overtime period, have given the Lancers a 4-point lead, 28-24. 42.8 seconds left to go in this bonus period.
Coming in for the Big Reds is Brooke Kralka.
Kralka checking in. She can hit from distance. I assume that's why she's in this basketball game. Her 3-point prowess. Marana and Harris, the other 2 guards in the game. The bigs, Savannah King and Aaliyah Williams. Harris draws a double team, passes out of it, finds Kralka. Kralka drives, dumps a pass down low, foul call. Aaliyah Williams was in the process of shooting. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Calls on Grace Amo, her second.
Amo with the foul, it's her second. Big free throws coming up here for Williams.
Williams at the line of the Big Reds.
Williams misses the first. Williams misses both. And it's a steal. Harris was fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Calls on Trinity Marshall.
Foul call.
Mackenzie Harris at the line, shooting 2.
Got Marshall for the foul. Harris
And for the Big Reds is Angelina Munson.
misses. And Harris misses both. So Chippewa Valley misses all 4 of its free throw attempts here in the overtime. Amo found herself open, missed point blank. It's a battle for it. And it's going to be Munson who comes down with it. And now we're going to get Amo for the foul. And that'll send Munson to the line. And it's double bonus. 10 team fouls for Lance Creuse. So now Munson will go to the line to shoot 2. And Coach Downey telling her girls, don't shoot. She thought Amo should have kicked that basketball back out. So now Chippewa Valley is going to have to foul and extend this basketball game. 1-1 coming up here for Lance Creuse. Well, a terrific comeback effort by the Big Reds. It looks like it's going to come just a little bit short. Had their opportunities late in regulation to win it. Had some opportunities in this overtime. especially at the free throw line, as they will go 0 for 6 at the line. This is a 1-and-1 here. This is a 1-and-1. That was a 1-and-1. That was a 1-and-1 for Lance Creuse. And I guess they're going to call a lane violation? I don't know what's going on. It's a 1-and-1. Now the clock's going to run. Chippewa Valley, I guess, didn't realize it was a 1-and-1. Oh, boy. Not the way you wanted this game to end.
That's it tonight, fans.
Chippewa Valley trailed by 13. They mounted a terrific comeback and will fall in overtime by the final score of 28-24. Heartbreaking loss here tonight for Chippewa Valley, to say the least. I'd like to thank you all for watching. For our hardworking Chippewa Valley cable television crew, including our director, Jim Calderon, I'm Brad Fetter saying goodnight one final time from Chippewa Valley High School. Once again in overtime, your final score, the Lance Creuse Lancers 28, our Chippewa Valley Big Reds 24. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Chippewa Valley Cable Television.
Thank you for supporting high school athletics.